Hello and welcome to Current SCM. My name is Melissa Stockley and I am part of the Current SCM team. I'm going to be walking you through a module today that we refer to as project scaffolding. What I'm really excited about in this feature is it's a way to very quickly build up your project with very limited information. One of the reasons why this is key is it's going to allow you to start doing some reporting on that very limited amount of information. Obviously, when we're building up projects, we like to take a look at what we're going to require for staffing. How many POs does it look like it's going to be? It's a way to start gathering information and start validating some discussions that you've likely already had. What would end up happening is you would go into your project and you're going to scroll along and come into the project setup. So right here, you'll see that there's already some information that's begun the scaffold. So what you would want to do at the beginning of your project, and again, there's many different ways to be able to set up your project within the software, but this is a way that you can set it up, like I've mentioned before, very quickly with just some very preliminary information. So what the user would do is simply go in and create the order chain. So there's a selection of information that they're going to start to be able to build this up. So they would take a look at their responsible engineer, select one from the list, same with their buyer, the expediter, if that information is known. So the system isn't going to stop you from being able to progress items. There's going to be checkpoints along the way, but the idea is that you would be able to build up information before you've committed to anything, and for it to be flexible and unopinionated so that you can continue to progress along the life of the project. So we'll say that we don't know the manager at that point. There's a cost code that's set up. The requester will say is myself. Sourcing type. This is going to be very key so that you have a general idea as to what your procurement strategy is going to be. Again, you're not limited to a one shot and it's done. You're going to be able to go through and edit these along the way if required. The bid type, we're going to make it nice and simple. We'll say it's request for quote. And then this is going to be your identifiers. Again, the system is flexible, so you'll be able to use any type of numbering or naming convention that you would like. Now we're going to go ahead and customize, because what this is going to do at this point is provide us the opportunity to build it all the way through. So we're going to say our requisition is 111. We'll say our bid identifier is going to be RFQ 111. And then the purchase order is going to be PO 111, and we'll call this a test. So you can go in and you can add a deeper description if you have that information available. So you're going to go ahead, the user would click create, and you're going to see very quickly on your order quick start that you've got your requisition, bid, and view order. You can go ahead and select any of these. It's going to take you directly to that module so that you can start to build it out a little bit further if you require. Again, you may just be very simply scaffolding up all of the items that you're aware of, and you just want to get the view from this one. So it's whatever the user's choice is, clicking from here, or you can see it's going to be added to the next spot available on your project scaffold. So right here, you're going to see that everything is in draft. No items have been added, who the buyer is, and then when it was created. So one of the other things you're going to be able to do from the project scaffold screen is see all of your requisitions, bids, orders, and you're going to be able to see the status of each of them. So if we take the example at the top, it's requisition 1, you'll see that it's complete. There were 8 purchase items. The buyer was Logan, and the last activity on that was 6 months ago. These are going to be really important dates to start looking out for as your project is going, because those are going to be things that flag you saying, hey, this hasn't been worked on in 6 months. Does this make sense? And is this even a part of the project anymore? So it's another way to grab that information. So one, you're being able to look very quickly at what you think is going to be within your project for recs, bids, and buys. And then you're going to see, okay, who's responsible for them? How many purchase items are we looking at? And what is the overall status and the last time this activity was worked on? So again, if you're in this screen, you're able to pop into any of these items here and take a look. It's going to take you right over to that screen, and you can start doing whatever work is required at that point. So I'm going to roll us back over in, open project. As a procurement professional, the amount of time that the project scaffolding saves me is invaluable. This goes from building up a project in a couple of hours whereas before it may have taken a couple of weeks. Again, with this being interactive, you're taking out the spreadsheet so it's not passing from one person to the other. Anybody can be in this screen and looking. Other members of your supply chain team can easily go in and add information at the same time. So being able to grab this information at a high level. And again, the big thing here is most systems, you're committed to that information. This is simply a scaffold that you're able to go in at any point and make those updated changes. And again, you're able to build up from very, very limited information.